Your salary?
For one person?
No. Two of you.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Back to work.
Hello, Ma. Next one I only transfer money to you. Okay, bye. Enough money or not? Don't worry.
Not fair lah. We work so many hours. Madam only give us one person 50 ringgit.
Yeah, if Malaysia have minimum wages policy, that's good.
Lily, Mary. Alright, this is two of you salary. 1,100 count properly.
Not 100 meh?
Gila, government already implement the minimum wages policy, so I must follow. Pay two of you 1,100.
Policy.
Watch news, stupid. Back to work.
Lily, come.
What?
Madam is not here. We better watch the news.
Thank you for watching RTM2. I'm Yong. Our Human Resource Minister, Mr. Kula, has officially announced that minimum wages policy effective from January 2019. Finance Minister Lim Guan Yin announced minimum wages set at 1,100 per month and apply to all local and foreign workers in private sectors. According to Human Resource Ministry, this is to make sure every employee get fair treatment and meet the cost of living wages that have increased. Any employer does not comply with this new policy shall be liable to a fine of not more than 10,000 ringgit for each employee.
Yeah, that's very good.
First, workers can live comfortable when the minimum wages meets their needs. People offer better productivity when their core needs are met. If someone gets enough food to eat, have a home where they can rest, and can cover other basic essentials, then their focus goes to the work which must be done instead of worrying about making ends meet. Even though higher minimum wages create additional labor costs for organizations, the added productivity for the security that brings purchase revenue up higher too. For example, there's a better if a wife having a job. This is because we'll provide monetary support to the family. The major problem with families that have just one member earning is the risk is very high. If anything happens to the husband job, the whole family struggles. A working wife provides monetary support to the family. If families with one earning members, the money just sufficient for household expenses. Buying a home or security trust future is almost not possible. A working wife may have some extra income to struggle save or invest for the future. It will help family lead to a comfortable life. Second, minimum wages policy is serve as an employment incentive. A minimum wages will provide the employer an incentive to take a job opportunity, as they would know how much their minimum pay would be. Unemployed individuals will then have the opportunity to compare the money they would get from public assistance to the minimum wages to terminate the perks of taking the job. For example, several incentive 500 Malaysian ringgit will be given out to both the employers and the graduate who have been employed for 12 months. Third, it is a common reference when hiring. Putting a minimum wages policy will make the hiring process for employers easier for skilled and young workers, who would know upfront what kind of salary they can expect. Plus, employers will not have to go through the challenging process of negotiate salary with the employees. For example, new fresh graduates at least know the minimum wages to avoid their new employer hiding or purposely set lower of their salary. This is a good reference for a fresh graduate. First, it can create unemployment. In a free labor market, salary rates would reflect the willingness of employers to hire them and the willingness of workers to work. As you can see, individual productivity is the primary determinant of what employers are willing to pay. And most of the people who are working are not directly affected by minimum wages, as their productivity as well as pay are already well above it. Now, because legislated increase in labor costs do not increase workers' productivity, same laborers will lose their job, especially those who are the least productive. This is because employers have no choice to increase the wages to hit minimum wages policy, and the employees are able to improve their working quality to make their employees feel that they work for the wages rate. For example, government have new policy to raise minimum wages to 1,200 Malaysian ringgit from 1,100. If a company have given minimum wages for 1,500 workers in 2019, then the company have to increase their wages to 1,200 in year 2000, which means that the company have increased at least 15,000 per month in wages cost. This will lead the company to terminate contract with the workers that are unable to reach to their working quality standard, so that the company will think that they are not worth to for the wages rate. Second, it reduces other job benefit. Even with an increase of minimum wages, it will not secure low-wage earners from not being able to find work, as employers respond to forced higher wages by adjusting other components of compensation like health benefit. Aside from this, employers have found other means adjusting their expenses, like stopping on the job training. Same as the example given just now. Increased minimum wages policy will also affect the company budget, so that the company will cut down other expenses to make sure that their expenses of the year not more than the budget that they planned before. If the company would like to fulfill the increase of minimum wages policy that's set by the government and decided to cut down the compensation benefit of employees, it will cause employees unsatisfied with the company. And also, if the company decides to cut down the job training expenses, it will affect the company performance due to the employees have not get any training to improve their working quality of knowledge. There's some comparison minimum wages in few countries. Let's see the chart. We can see that some of the developed countries have a higher minimum wages compared to Malaysia, which is United Kingdom. For the minimum wages policy is 1,721 ringgit per month, and United States giving $1,256, and also Australia giving $2,389 for the minimum wages rate. And also we can see that some of the developing countries have lower minimum wages policy compared to Malaysia. For example, Mexico have giving 136.7 cents in dollars per month, and Russia is $184, Bangladesh $97,